So guys, Bob Arum said that Thurman looked terrible in his fight against Josecito Lopez. He said that, you know, Pacquiao can beat him. Pacquiao can beat Keith Thurman. He didn't look too good. He said, Freddie Roach after the fight said that he wants to fight Keith Thurman next. He goes, Freddie Roach saw exactly what I saw. He goes, Bob Arum said that Keith Thurman won't be able to make a comeback. He won't be able to make a comeback. He's been out for too long. He's not that great a fighter anyway, according to Bob Arum. And he feels that Pacquiao, even now at the age of 40, when Pacquiao's way past his best, way past his prime, still can beat Keith Thurman. You know, it doesn't say a lot about Keith Thurman, but Keith Thurman, I'm pretty sure, would want to prove Bob Arum and many like Bob Arum wrong. You know, Thurman, he's been a fighter that at first, when I first saw Thurman, I really rated him. But as he stepped up the levels, my kind of rating him has kind of come down. And against Josecito Lopez, it kind of dropped very low. And that was probably because he was out for so long. You know, obviously he's not been active. He's been injured, and you know, it's very hard to come back after that. But I did say that there's a possibility that Keith Thurman will never be able to reach the heights that he did before beating Porter, beating Garcia. And let's not forget, they weren't conclusive wins. They weren't dominating wins. They were wins where he scraped. If you look at it, he scraped through the, like, you know, he just about won those fights. Garcia was a very close fight. Porter was a very close fight. So they were by no stretch of the imagination like dominating wins by Keith Thurman. You know, he did enough to get the job done, but they weren't impressive performances. You know, so we've got to understand that. We've got to put that into context that, yeah, although he did well, they weren't dominating victories. They were victories where you can say, yeah, he scraped through. He did well, you know, he probably edged the fights, but it weren't impressive. And against Pacquiao, I think Pacquiao's probably better than both those guys. So I think Pacquiao's going to give Thurman a lot more issues than what those guys did. I think Thurman, in my opinion, I don't know. I've not really ever rated him that highly. He's a decent, good level fighter, but I don't think he's as good as what he thinks he is. I think Pacquiao is a different level of fighter, and I think Pacquiao's going to, in my opinion, beat him when they fight. I think that's the most logical route for Pacquiao to take now, if he doesn't get Mayweather, because it's for the super title, right? He beats Thurman, right? It's another big payday, and then he can have another big payday against a Spence. You know, it just makes sense. Spence ain't fighting now till March, so when he fights Mikey Garcia, he's going to take some time off, right? Pacquiao's probably going to be ready to go into camp by then, by the time that Mikey and Spence even fight. So Thurman's just fought. It makes logical sense, right? Because Thurman's going to want to stay active, for Pacquiao and Thurman to get it on. It'll be for obviously the WBA super title. We know Manny Pacquiao has a WBA regular title, but this will be for the super title, which I'm pretty sure would interest Pacquiao. So he'll get an opportunity to become the man, the WBA super champion, which I'm pretty sure he wants to become. At the minute, he's the regular champion. It's not for the full version. Manny Pacquiao's not holding the full version of the WBA world title. Keith Thurman is. So that's an opportunity for Pacquiao. And I think, honestly, I think Pacquiao, I would favour him heavily. After watching that fight again with Thurman and Lopez, I don't quite see Thurman winning that fight. I don't know what he can do. I don't think he punches that hard to hurt Pacquiao. I don't think, you know, his movement is going to cause Pacquiao that much issues. I think Thurman is also, I think he's chinny. I think he can, you know, he's tough. He can get through, but I think he can be hurt. And I don't think if he's hurt against Pacquiao, whether he'll be able to survive like he did against Lopez, you know. I think Thurman's not like Broner, where he's going to come to survive. He's going to come to fight, so it's going to be a more interesting fight. But I do think Pacquiao edges it for me. If I'm totally honest with you, I think Pacquiao beats him. And I think Pacquiao might even stop him, because, like I said, I don't think Thurman's that tough. I don't think he is. I genuinely don't. I think Pacquiao will be too much for him, especially with this injury. I think that's affected probably Thurman's punching power as well. So I favour Pacquiao heavily. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with Bob Arum that, you know, Thurman is not going to make a great comeback and Pacquiao can beat him? Leave your thoughts, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.